Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi WordPress theme tutorial. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today I'm going to show you a simple image to text hover effect. We've covered this before a few times, but I had a few questions about it, so I thought I'd go over it again. This is a simple sort of image. You hover over it and the text appears with a different background there. Very easy to do, and I'll show you how to do it. I'm using the Divi WordPress theme here. It's absolutely awesome, just keeps getting better and better and easier to use. If you want to take it for a test drive, you can do so from my affiliate link below this video. So let's get started. I'm going to go up to the top and enable Divi's visual builder up here, which will enable us to build on the front end. Once it's loaded, let's go down to where we were. Okay, well let's start. I've got a section here, the blue bit, and I've added a row with 3 columns. So let's add. I'm using a Blurb module for this. If you click on this little black circle here, it'll add the modules. Divi by default comes with all of these modules here, plenty to do whatever you want, website wise pretty much. I'm going to add the Blurb module. There it is. You can see it's put in a sort of placeholder image and a bit of default text. I'm not going to mess with the text too much. I really don't have a whole lot to say. So title, I'll give it hover text. And the rest of it I'll leave exactly how it is. That's fine. Now I don't particularly want an image in there. You can have an image if you want. I'm going to use an icon. Divi comes with icons, an icon set included. So just go down to image and icon, use icon, flip that to yes, and go down and choose whatever icon you want. For expediency, I'll just use this one right here. And as you can see, it's put it in there. Okay, so that's the basics of our little module there. Let's move on down. I don't want it to take us to a link. If you want, when people click on this module, if you want it to take them somewhere, just put a link in here and it'll do that for you. I don't for this particular thing. Now the background, this is where we're going to do a couple of different things. So on background, when you open it up, you'll see this. First one is if you want to put a background color in, second one's for a gradient, third one is for an image, and fourth one is if you want to use a video. I'm going to use an image, but before I actually put it in there, I'm going to go to the word background up the top here, slide over to the right to the little arrow. Those arrows may not be there. If I just go back in there, sometimes those aren't there unless you're actually hovering over what it is. See them disappear when I take it off? So just hover over where it says background there, click on the arrow. What it's going to do is give you 2 states, a regular state, desktop state, and a different state when you put your mouse on it. So for the desktop, regular unhovered state, I'm going to put an image in. I'll use the same image as I used before just for expediency. There we go. Now I don't know if you can see that. There's the icon. There is text behind there. You can't really see it because it's sort of light grey on that light grey coloured background there, but we'll change that in a moment. Okay, so we've got a background image. We've got our content. But when we hover over it, I want that background to change to a gradient. So what I'm going to do is click on the hover tab and I'm going to click on gradient, which is the second tab here. And I'm going to add a gradient. First one, I'll leave that one as it is. The second one, I think I'll just use the blue and make it a bit darker. That's all I did for the last one. Now, as you can see, you can't see that gradient. Well, we're on the hover tab, so let's go over to the hover tab. Sorry, let's go over to the image tab, I should say. Just click the little trash can, remove the image. There's our gradient. If we go back to our regular desktop, our image should be there. So that's great. When you're happy with the color of your gradient background, we'll move on. Okay, All these settings I'm just going to leave exactly how they are. Background image, I want it to cover it. I want it to be centered. I don't want it to repeat. And image blend, I want to be normal because there's nothing actually for it to blend with at the moment. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to our design tab. Now I can't really see this writing at all, so I'm just going to go to text first off. And I'm going to make it a light instead of dark there. You can give it any color you want by going into the text and header. I'll show you that in a minute. You can see that a lot better now. But it's all kind of squished up to the sides and the bottom there. And it's all over to the left. I want it to be central. So I'm just going to click the central button right there. And we want to kind of give it some breathing space. So let's close our text tab. If you want to do them individually, you can have different colors for the title text. And the title text, funnily enough. And also for the body text. You can do different things with those individually. Okay, and let's make our icon white also. Now there's an option here to circle the icon. That'll put a circle behind it. I'm not going to use that particular option, but you can have it circle with a different circle background. I don't want that for mine today, but it is another option for you. Okay. Icon's fine where it is for me. You can place it to the left if you want it to, but no, I prefer it on top as it was. And to make it bigger or smaller, you can use icon font size. I'm going to leave it exactly as it is. That's absolutely fine for me. Okay, well, that's shaping up, but it's still sort of squashed against the sides and bottom and top there. So let's give it a bit of padding, give it a bit of breathing space. So let's go down to spacing. Padding, top and bottom, I'll give it 40. Check the little link there, it'll put it in the next one. You don't have to put pics in there, it'll do it for you. If you want to use percentage, just highlight pics and put percentage in there instead. Left and right, I'm going to do 20 pixels, I believe. There we go, that's giving it a little more breathing room around the outside. Now if you want to edit any of these elements individually, as you can see I'm hovering over it, it's got these little blue brush icons. If you click on any one of those, it'll take you straight to that element. It's taking us straight to the body text. If I go to this one, it'll take us straight to the header text. But I'm going to leave those just as they are. Those are just quick editing options for you. So let's just save and see what we've actually got at the moment. I'm going to save this. I'm going to exit the Visual Builder. Save on the bottom right there. When it's saved, let's go up and exit the Visual Builder. Let's go down and see what we've got. It's going to be okay, but we're going to have to add a little bit of CSS to make it do what we want. So let's go over to our module right here. Okay, that's great. The background's changing fine when we hover over it, but I don't want to see all this text and I don't want to see the icon until we hover over it. So let's take care of that. And also it looks like I think I've added a little bit of box shadow there, so we'll add a bit of box shadow. Okay, let's enable our Visual Builder again. When it's loaded, let's go down to where we were. Go back into our module, the dark tab here, the little cog. Okay, first thing I want to do is go to the design tab. I'll add a bit of box shadow so it's similar to the one next door, and I think I used that one. Yep, that'll work fine. Okay, well let's make this disappear. So when we're not hovering over it, we want it to not be there, and when we are hovering over it, we want it to appear. So we're going to go over to our Advanced tab. Custom CSS right here. We've got before and we've got after, and we've got the main element. We can affect the blurb image or icon. We can affect the title on its own, but we want the whole content, which is the blurb content here. And again, I'm going to hover over it. So I've got this little arrow that gives us the option of non-hover state and hover state, or desktop and hover. On the desktop, I want it to be invisible. I want it to still be there, but I don't want you to see it. So I'm going to make it transparent. To do that, I've just got to write opacity, colon, 0. We'll put a semicolon after it. Don't worry about copying this CSS. I'll paste it down below and you're welcome to use it if you wish. And as you can see, it's disappeared there. Okay, I'm going to copy that. Control C to copy. I'm going to go over to the hover state. I'm going to paste it in there. But I want it to be totally visible, and totally visible is 1. You've got 0, 0.1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 0.9, and then 1, which is fully visible. So we'll put that in there. And as you can see, it's back. So let's check it's not there on the desktop. So non-hover state, we've just got the image. Hover state, we've got the gradient background and the text. That's fantastic. Well, let's save and see what we've got again. Save. I'm going to hit the purple button, save down here. And I know from the last one that I built, I'm going to want to add just one more little bit of CSS, and I'll show you why in just a second. Let's exit the Visual Builder. Go down to where we were. And now, if we hover over this one, there we go. It's doing exactly what we want. But to me, that's a little bit urgent. It's happening too quickly. It's boom, there it is. Boom, there it is. Which is fine, it's working, but it's a little too urgent for me. I'd like to see it sort of ease in a little bit more than that. Or if we look at this one, it sort of gradually makes its way in, which is what I want for this one. And that again is very easy. A bit of custom CSS. Enable our Visual Builder. Scroll down to where we left off. And I'm just going to add one more piece of code. A little cog to edit. And again, we're going to go straight to our advanced CSS tabs. For the actual module, you've got some transition options down here, but this isn't actually going to work for what I've got going on, I don't believe. So I'm going to do it with CSS. So let's go back into our custom CSS. Down to where we were. And on the non-hover state, the desktop state, I'm going to add another piece of CSS. And again, I'll paste this down below if you wish to use it. So it's going to be transition hyphen duration colon and the time we want in seconds. So you can have 0.5 seconds for half a second. I think I'm going to go for something like a second and a half to make it very gradual. So let's go 1.5s and we'll put a semicolon after that just in case we want to add some more code. Let's save, and I believe we should be done. Exit the Visual Builder. Save our changes on the page. Exit the Visual Builder. Go down to where we were. There we have it. That's fading in and out a lot more gradually. So there you have it. There's a simple image to text overlay on hover. I hope you found that useful and enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Your likes and comments really do help me to know what to do next with my videos. If you're interested in web development, take a look down below. We've got some great free web development courses down there, as well as some premium courses with some huge discounts for our YouTube subscribers, so do check it out. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.